Well, folks, it's been a bit again. Life once again got in the way of the YouTube videos. I spent the last month of weekends that should have been used on the greenhouse on helping a buddy build an addition for his daughter. But I got it shingled last weekend and now can finally get back at the project. Guys, I was up there getting the height to my wall there a second ago, if you've seen me. And by doing that, all I did was do a plumb 412, which is 18.5 degree tail cut. And then I did a level 5 3/4 back in the length of this seat to sit on the wall plate. I got this measurement by the width of my wall. Okay guys, I'm trying to lay out these windows here. And what I'm going to do, I'm going to find center. It's just a hair over 24 feet, and that top of that is 12 feet. And then from there, I know my rough openings have to be 80.5 by 49 3/4. Measure off of the center line for my first center window, 40 1/4, and then over to 80.5. And because my studs are 1 3/4, I'll lay from the edge of the cripple to the back side and do another mark. And that'll be the stud, king stud. So now that I got the center one laid out, I go ahead and go 80.5 from the inner cripple. Go here. And that'll be my rough opening. So then I go 1 3/4 back again. And once more, 1 3/4. That'll be my crip, my king stud. And I'll do that on the other side, and I'll be able to lay out my 16 centers. Okay, so I got my crip and king stud, or my jack stud and my king stud locations, and I just marked where my normal stud locations are, which most of these will be cripples underneath the sill. There's the edge of the center window, the other edge of the center window, and then the end. Because earlier I marked out the height of the wall, now I just have to subtract 3 times 1 3/4. We're going to cut all these headers down to 7 inches. That way I have a uniform measurement. As I said earlier, I think in one of the videos, is that I cut most of these heavier stuff into as wide as I could get it. It's always easier to pull a 2x8 out of a 2x10 than it is to pull a 2x10 out of a 2x8. So I went for the maximum width of stock when I was cutting it on the sawmill. I think I'll just rip it down to 7 then to give myself a continuous 7-inch header going across. That should be enough. He just loves picking up the scrap. Okay, figure out the width. I might as well cut them the length right away also. Anyhow, you get the picture. I got a whole bunch more of these to cut, so I'll get back at you when I'm putting them together. Okay, so now I got my length, which is 84 1/8, and then I did a 7-inch header. What I'm going to do is screw 2 of these together and then put one plate on the bottom side of the header. I don't need a second one like I did in the gable ends, because the top plate will take the place of that one. So I'll go ahead and screw these together then. I brought a clamp along just to make sure I squeeze them tight. This popple is pretty soft. Considered a hardwood because it loses its leaves, but it is a very soft hardwood. And because I'm kind of bowed here and there, we're going to put that clamp on it right now. As I was saying in the earlier videos on this, popple as it dries has a habit of bowing, twisting, especially if the sun gets to it. Okay guys, there's one header, 7 more to build just like this. Now the top plate will sit tight against here and stick out like this. This will be the outside, this will be the inside. That way when I insulate it, I can put a little bit of layer of insulation there and still have a nailer here, nailer up there. So anyhow, that's how the header goes in. I'll put these other 2 headers in and then get back to everyone. Okay guys, I'm building from the top down intentionally so I can keep the window height as high as possible. And that's creating, I think, what they call stacked cripples. So this will be my side of the window, this will be my sill plate, and then I'll have to measure the distance and get my cripples for underneath the sill. Anyhow, you get the picture. Just frame it in, and then on these bottoms, measure off 2 sides, make sure everything's even, and go ahead and cut some more crips and place underneath where studs go. Anyhow, I'm just going to fill in my stud patterns and my cripples underneath the sills and go from there. Anyhow, I'll get back to everyone.
We'll get the wall bit with that.
Oh, look at that piece of cake. That wall's gonna get really loose.
The end wall?
Yeah.
Backwards. Boy, I'll hold them nails. Like I'm home.
Okay guys, I'm back out here in the wood lot. I I made a little bit of a mistake this week. I went ahead and cut all the material I had for headers down and then built them. They were supposed to be 84 inches. I did 74. So that created a little bit of a shortage of material for headers. I ended up dropping another couple trees here, and I tried to make this weekend go a little easier and a little faster, and kind of bit me in the ass trying to rush the project and end up cutting everything down short. Now guys, as I said earlier in the video, I messed up by thinking I could get ahead of the game. I made my headers during the week here. And then yesterday I come down to start building the wall and realized that I was 10 inches short on all my headers. So the game changed. I went back into the woods, as you've seen from the prior clip, and cut a couple more trees up and got them on the mill and made some new header material, and then some more plates and a few more 2x6 studs. So hopefully we'll get everything done and correct this time. Here, now that I got all the full-length studs cut, now it's time to recut the header material. I got the headers rebuilt to the correct size this time. Now I'm just cutting the arch pieces for the remainder of the windows. I still need sills, the sides, and then the cripples underneath the sill. What you doing, Sir Grizzly? Ah, don't lick the glasses, bud. Dog, you've got slime all over my glasses. As you see, the fourth wall is framed now. So this will be ready for the next time anyone comes over. I'll get them to give me a hand flipping the wall. There's a lot of window space in here. Then I can probably start working on the rafters, get that done. And then I can start covering the outside with board and batten. Make it match as close as possible to the cabin and to the woodshed. Pull it back a little bit too. I'm going to move this ladder. Well guys, that's about 6 hours worth of mill work, along with getting 4 or 5 logs out of the woods there. 26 2x6 100-inch, and then 6 2x6 by 13 footers. So not too bad out of about 6 logs, 5 logs. Just popple once again, but they'll work out good for the rafters and stuff. Now I'm going to start cutting these out after I hang the rim joist across and figure out my measurements. Okay, so anyhow, last year I was originally contemplating building this out of store-bought material, and then when I bought the mill I decided I'd do it with the rough cut. Early on I had special ordered this as a rim joist. It's a 24-foot 2x10. Doesn't have to really support a whole lot of weight, as I'm going to put a couple rafter ties in there anyhow. It sat on my deck for the last year and got kind of warped. That's why I got it standing up here, hoping that the bowl will kind of come back out of it.
Okay, I think I bored everyone enough in this video. I just wanted to say, using rough cut and screws tend to be extremely slow compared to planed and air nailers. With the sun hitting this as much as it does, I was kind of afraid nails would start to pull out after a while. This is all green lumber. Anyway, I hope everybody is doing well out there, and we'll see you in the next one.